leftover women are destroying China. So this is pretty insane. These leftover ladies are creating problems all around society. This is going to be a huge demographic issue in the United States and other Western countries. Right now, Germany has a very serious population situation on its hands. They have a waiting population, and it's something we haven't been talking about. This is an issue that's affecting pretty much all Western, predominantly white countries and first world countries. This is a big issue, and now we're seeing it happening in China. China has a major population issue where they're not producing enough children to sustain and replace the population. We're going to end up with a massive number of old people in China over the next 10 years and not enough young people to care for this group. To top that off, many of the Chinese women are now what are known as leftover women. These are women who are now in their late 30s or 40s, and they are unmarried, and they cannot find anyone that will marry them. They have extremely high standards, with some of these women demanding as much as $800,000 or almost $1 million as a dowry, United States dollars, in a country where $20,000 a year is a very good salary and will afford you a lot of luxuries. This is a, these women have higher standards than even some American women. A lot of these Chinese women, they don't actually want a husband. They say they do, but they don't, because what they're demanding is completely unreasonable. They are over there demanding the 666. No, this one, they want a man who's at least 6 feet tall, makes about six figures, and has a six pack. This is insane. In China? China? Oh my gosh. So this is just the situation we're looking at. And there's all these videos online of women crying now. Their parents, you have some of these parents who, they told their daughters, oh, don't talk to boys, don't do this, don't do that, focus on your career. It just shows like how messed up a lot of these fathers are. Like I swear I will never understand. I cannot understand men sometimes. It's hard to. It can be hard as a man to understand women, but sometimes it's hard to understand men. And I'm a man, and it's like you have a lot of men who raise their daughters to be feminist and told them to prioritize education, stay in school, do all of these things. Told her they didn't want her to settle down with a man when she was young. They did not want her to take the route that Mayumi took. Mayumi basically fought through medical school while establishing her family when she was in her early 20s. And she was in medical school while she was pregnant. She basically had to, she wanted to be a doctor, but at the same time, she also had to have a family. And, to have it both, she had to suffer. She's a boss. She's absolutely a boss for what she achieved, but that's suffering. That's absolutely suffering right there. I find it crazy that she was able to handle med school, especially with her diverse interests. We do talk sometimes, and she's into a lot of different things. So I'm blown away that she was able to pull that off. But it's like, ladies, these women don't understand. Like, if you want, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Like you're gonna like if you want something like what Mayumi has, you're gonna have to suffer to get that. You're gonna have to suffer, really, really suffer to get that. And it's like, I'm just like, what the heck is going on with these women? Because the men, the fathers of these women, did not prioritize family. Told their daughters that they were all princesses and they deserved better, and they inflated their egos. And now these women are getting old, and these same fathers are are like going to parks and trying to find husbands for their daughters, and telling their daughters they need to settle. And I just find it ridiculous. Like, and you have that in Western society too, where men raise these women, and then they expect society to subsidize the living of these women, and they expect some man to come along and take care of these women. Like, oh, she's my baby girl, she's my precious, this and that. You don't understand. I've had these Sims argue with me. You don't understand, Hangry. You'll understand when you have a daughter. Like, a lot of men cry over their daughters. I have some dude. There was one dude who walked out Walked. He had two Gen Z daughters. He walked out on his daughters. He's like, it wasn't even specifically just a marriage to the wife. He said the girls were just driving him crazy. He's still their father, but he couldn't stick around. And he walked out. My man walked away. Walked away. He wasn't even complain. He was not even complaining about the wife like that. I'm sure she was a part of it. No, it was. He specifically said it was the deciding factor was that were the girls couldn't put up with that BS. You know, so I don't understand some men who they're out here promoting, putting their daughters on pedestals, and then their daughters end up like, their daughters are now like in their 40s and late 30s, 40s, and they're demanding that men step in and subsidize the living of these women because they can't take care of these girls anymore. They can't take care of these grown women anymore. Some of because these women are going to be headed to 50 soon, and now they want men to come and rescue them. It's like it just baffles the hell out of me. Like, bro, she was your baby girl. She was all of this. So why don't you take care of her now? Why are you trying to pass her off to other men? Because you're tired now, right? You're tired. It's not cute anymore, is it? You want her out of your house now, right? You want to live. You want to enjoy some life, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're scumbags, total scumbags. Okay. After all that talking and all that jazz that was coming out of their mouths, now they want another man to step in and take responsibility for the children that they raised. You made her into this. All right. You told her to be, to be Miss Medicine Woman. All right. To go and get her master's and get another master's and her PhD and all of these things. And now she can't survive. She cannot survive because women were not designed to live without a husband. And China does not have Social Security. Okay, they do not have a Social Security system. They have lots of people who are living in extreme poverty and they are hiding it. The number of people living in extreme poverty in China is substantial. It is one. It's so substantial. It's crazy how bad it is in China right now. But the CCP, they keep it on lock. They will punish you if you post videos online, not deliberately, but if you post videos online and these videos clearly show poverty, even though it's not your goal is not to show poverty, but it reflects that, they'll take your video down and punish you because they don't want the world to see that how badly a lot of people are doing in China. You know, these women, they're all headed for extreme poverty because they don't have money management skills either. They cannot. Women are not designed to live without a husband. They are not designed to live outside of the family unit. When a woman gets older and she does not have children, life is hell. Life is hell. She doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have anyone. Life is hell. Her friends, friends come and go. And it's very rare for a lot of people, including women, to have one good friend in this life. Women will have lots of friends, but they have very few close friends, people that they can actually truly count on and rely on. We know this because when things pop off for women and they end up in like complete states of destitution, all those girlfriends are gone. All of those girlfriends are gone. They don't have a single girlfriend that they can turn to very often and say, "Hey, can I sleep on your couch? Hey, can I crash with you? Hey, can you help me?" What they end up doing is looking for a simp to save them. That's the sisterhood for you. And you know what the truth about it is? The fact is that a lot of these same women, none of them have their lives together. They don't have their lives together because they're out there spending money on all kinds of stupid stuff. Women today are going out buying houses faster than men. You're buying a house in this climate? Are you crazy? Like, there's some properties overseas right now, like these neighborhoods where you can purchase homes like for $1, and but you're gonna have to invest like $100,000, $200,000 fixing the property up. But it's for a lot of people, it's worth it. However, when it comes to like women in general, like you have women going out there right now buying million dollar $1 million property. Like, bro, how much money do you even make? Like you're making like $150,000 and you're here sinking all of this money into a $1 million property and living in it. Like men consciously know you're not supposed to go and buy a house. You're not supposed to buy your first house today in today's market. It's not for you to live in. It's for you to rent. That's a rental property. That's an investment property. Now, after you've done this maybe several times and you've built up some liquidity and you're making passive income from those properties, then you can think about going out and owning your own home. And even then, it may not make sense depending on your lifestyle. For example, if you have multiple properties, but you're living somewhere where your rent is relatively cheap, you're comfortable, and purchasing a home for yourself, it won't add anything to your life. You have no business purchasing a home. Like a lot of you right now, like listen to me, like the floor gang people, they have no business purchasing a home, and that's just the way they like it. These are some terrible people. These are some terrible people. The floor gang people. A lot of these floor gang people, they live these very simple lives. They don't keep. They don't. They like keeping it simple. They really like keeping it simple. All right. They're happy with a bedroom. A little bit of entertainment, Nintendo Switch, and I don't even want to go into the mountain men. I have y'all coming to me like we're not that bad, angry woodsmen, mountain men. I will never love you. I will never love you guys like that. All right. Listen to me. Listen, I'm frightened of the woods. I'm frightened of the woods. I'm gonna be honest. It's like on one hand, there's a natural urge for every man to kind of go to the bush. On the other hand, there's a natural fear within every man to stay the hell out of the bush. Okay? Telling y'all right now, if I was ever lost in the woods and there was a kind-hearted mountain man there, woodsman that could help me out, that sounds really great. The problem is that there's a lot of criminals in there. There's a lot of really bad and scary people in there. There's a lot of perverts in there. Okay? You don't really know who's in those woods. You really know who's in those mountains. You don't really know who's watching you. There's some people who've been in there for 50 years. 50 years. I'm telling y'all, they've been in those woods for 50 years. All right. And they're just chilling. I'm frightened of these people. I am frightened of. There's movies like The Hills Have Eyes. Bro, listen, these are warnings. These are warnings to stay out of the woods and stay out of the hills. If you don't know the mountains, if you are not a woodsman, you know exactly who you are. Woods people know exactly who they are. Some of them are listening from the woods right now. Okay? Listening from the woods right now, laughing, kicking their heels up, thinking this is a game. I'm so serious, guys. I am scared to death of the woods people. They're like, it's angry. Listen, it's really not that bad. There's a lot of woods all around us. You have a misconception of what the woods really are. Go to hell. Go to hell. Go to hell. All right? I'm not going to no damn woods with y'all. All right? You keep your ass in the woods. I'll keep my ass in civilization. Y'all out of your damn minds. Damn woodsmen. Mountain men. Savages. By the way, guys, if you enjoyed the content, consider checking out the Men Walking Away channel. I release daily videos over there. If you want even more Angry Guy content, check out the Men Walking Away channel. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. I mean, guys, these leftover women are destroying society. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away, and cheers.